Sequel number 111, Namirembe Cathedral Consecration Ceremony on Saturday, the 13th of September, 1919. Welcome as we celebrate 150 years of the church. Let us remember this day. On this day, the procession was led by the choir, the cathedral choir of 36 boys and 22 men. They led the procession and they were followed by 6 weight staves: Festo Manyangenda, Yosia Tabula, Solomon Wariko, Michael Kiza, Yairo Setimba, and Nekemea Sebuliba, the 6 weight staves. Those were followed by the 2 chief cathedral wardens in their robes and holding the masses. The 2 were Tefiro Kungu Kisosonkore, and the other one was Paulo Barintuma. Now those were followed by the Church Missionary Society clergy, the Reverend Canon George Blackledge, these were the rural deans, the Reverend Canon Rawlings, the Reverend Canon George Baskerville, the Reverend Roselle, the Reverend H. Boaz, the Reverend H.B. Lewin, the Reverend H. Mathers, the Reverend H.T. Wright, the Reverend S.R. Skin, the Reverend Canon Leakey, and the Reverend Canon Weatherhead. Then a few native priests selected for the procession, and those were only the Reverend Canon Modeka and the Reverend Bartolomeo Zimbe, the cathedral vicar. Then the archdeacons, Kiching from the far east of the then Uganda Protectorate, then the Archdeacon of Kavirondo, then the Archdeacon of Busoga, and then fully robed the Chief Justice, Sir William Morris Carter. He had a ceremony, he has a legal ceremony to perform. And then, of course, the only 2 bishops present at that time, Bishop R.S. Haywood of Mombasa Diocese, and Bishop John Jamieson Willis of the Uganda Diocese. Now, inside the cathedral, above the chancel, they were the sitting heads of states of Bunyoro, of Busoga, of Toro, and their queens. They sat on the right facing the altar. Then on the left sat Buganda's Kabaka Chware II and the Queen Drusilla Irene Namaganda. Now the robed clergy sat on both sides, the left and the right of the chancel. And now to the ceremony of the consecration. The Chief Justice of the Uganda Protectorate, Sir William Morris Carter, signed the petition to consecrate in the vestry and presented it to the bishop at the west door. It stated as follows: whereas the Cathedral Church of St. Paul the Apostle, consecrated by the late Bishop Alfred Tucker on the 31st of June 1904, was destroyed by lightning on the 23rd September 1910, and whereas the said Cathedral Church has been rebuilt and is now so far completed as to be suitable for the worship of Almighty God. Your petitioners therefore pray that your Lordship will be pleased to consecrate the said Cathedral Church and set it apart for the worship of Almighty God, for the preaching of the word, and for the administration of the sacraments, and other rites of the church, according to the use and order of the Church of England. Now that was Chief Justice Sir William Morris Carter, and the petition which he signed and gave it to the bishop at the west door. That is what it stated. Now, then Bishop John Jamieson Willis declared at the west door as follows. He said, "We therefore, willing to comply with their pious and religious desire, do forever separate the same from all common and profane uses, and do consecrate, devote, and dedicate the said church to the worship of Almighty God, to be the mother or cathedral church of the Diocese of Uganda, by the name of the Church of St. Paul the Apostle. And we pronounce, decree, and declare that the same is consecrated and that it ought to remain so in future times. All we decree and confirm for us and our successors, Bishop of Uganda, in witness whereof we have caused our episcopal seal to be hereunto affixed, and we have further signed and delivered this deed of consecration, both we and also the Right Reverend Lord Bishop of Mombasa, who has assisted us in the service and acts of consecration." Brethren, the Cathedral of Namirembe with that was consecrated. This extravagant church with an extravagant ceiling, high-pointed roof designs, bow decks and centerpieces and columns, stained window glasses of artwork, had now been consecrated on this Saturday, the 13th of September, 1919. Thanks be to God, for as we celebrate 150 years of our church, that very same building still stands, for it is said it has one of the deepest foundations on this black continent of Africa. So much so that the building has withstood earthquakes, including the strongest, I think the one of 1966. It survived and continues to stand. The other day, in the early 2011s, it was given a facelift in a project famously known as the Tegula Project, and it got a refurbishment. Whatever problem we had it was sorted out. It was fixed. And so as we celebrate of these 150 years, the building still stands. May the good Lord bless us all.